So I'm going on a trip and I was trying to decide what would be the best thing to take with me. I was thinking about my Switch, but this trip is actually just to enjoy myself, and I shouldn't probably be stuck in a hotel, but there's still the airplane trip. So I was thinking, you know what, one of my Game Boy Advance games. And it got me thinking, what is my best Game Boy Advance I have? So here's a select of a few. Like I have a couple different DS ones here. So I just took the one out. And the same goes for the SP. This is actually the sidelit, not the backlit one. I should have pulled that one out, but it won't matter for this. So I was deciding, not including the rechargeable battery situation, which some people might be thinking, well, no, you got to include that. If you saw one of my videos in the past, you'll notice that I had a video on rechargeable batteries, actually. And this thing is awesome for the Game Boy Advance. So let's pop that back in there, hopefully the right way. There we go. And because I got a pack of 4, I actually have a spare set that can charge while using it. And actually they're super convenient because my computer has USB. I mean, USB power blocks are not an issue around here. So technically they're all running on, we'll say, lithium power without modification, because that's one of the other things without modification. I mean, technically, I like how this one feels probably above all of them, but right now I'm already going to say it's not in the running, and the reason why is because it's not backlit. And even though I won't be actually playing in an unlit situation, I think that'll be a problem, but we'll see how it looks here, because what I want to do is I'm going to put a game in each one and check them out. So the audio is going to take a little turn for the worst here, maybe the better, I don't know, using a different microphone. But I found when I was fast forwarding this part, all the background noises and clicks were more annoying than just my normal annoyingness of audio and using different microphones and still trying to figure that all out. So for you, the viewer, I decided to be nice and get rid of it. But I don't like dead silence in the background. So let's utilize this time to say, hey, like, share the video, comment, anything can help. Get it out there. All right, so let's pick on this one right away. So as long as I have the light, and you'll see I have the light going into it from my camera, I can pick it up, but it's showing its age. I need to get some new plastic here. There's a lot of different things. I really like the layout of this. Now I'm going with unmodded. If I modded and put a light in this, I think this actually would have been one of my more favorite models for playing original equipment. Let's see, what do we got making noises over here? Well, since this one's going to be loud, and it could be this one over here too. There we go. Let's bring this down a little bit so you can see that. There we go. And then here we have the Micro Mini, which this is, I actually love taking this one around with me. This unit has been great. It was this way when I got it, a little scratched up, but you can buy more plastic. I actually have some more plastic. I want to do some custom filming on it, but this is great. You can see much smaller screen size than the other ones, but still so convenient. And then you'll see everything fits flush, which will bring me to the next one here. This one. This has actually been a real popular one for people. People like to modify this so that it's just a big, kind of a big version of this, actually. And this does do a great job. And, you know, its clamshell design is great, too. And speaking of clamshell, we move on to what a lot of people would actually consider as the best one, and I would actually not argue with anyone on it. Like I said, I should grab my backlit one. This is the side lit one. You can tell by, let's see if I get this right here. This is a 001, so this will be side lit. I believe it's the 010 that is backlit, which is the more sought after one. But I have a couple of these just because they're not more sought after being side lit, so therefore, you know, you just get your hands on them easier. Now, obviously, people are making boards for these with the Raspberry Pi Zero, and you can make one that does all sorts of emulation and things like that. But I was going for non-modded, and I did not include the USB batteries in this as a mod because I did not have to change anything. I just bought USB batteries. So, but this one was a nice clamshell. You got all your buttons and everything. There you go. There's the power right there. I could turn the backlight off if I didn't need it to save on batteries. But rechargeable. These are all lithium. The only one that wasn't was this one until I bought lithium batteries. And then, speaking of just building Raspberry Pi or something, this one here, not a Raspberry Pi, but kind of leads into it, is the Revo. And this is the K101. I actually just did a firmware upgrade to it. It's nice that it has support. You can actually see the battery in here. A screw takes it out. I do like that. Once again, another flush thing, which I forgot to mention on this one here, is nice because when that's closed, that is not flushed. The piece that goes in there when it's not normally in there, you can see is much smaller than a Game Boy Advance game. Not a deal breaker by any means. It doesn't affect its comfort by any means, but it's not flush. Where like this one also was flush. In fact, this one here, I really do like this unit, which is funny because when they came out, I kind of made fun of them. But it's kind of like the miniature version of this one here. This is kind of like what people are turning this one into. But then we get to this one. And this one, for just straight gameplay, I would have to say is really good. It's got a nice big screen. Everything's flush like I was talking about. The buttons actually feel really good on it. I do like it. Overall, though, if it was just for the Game Boy Advance, I like the portability of this. I will honestly say that you do have to get used to it. It is small. This is a very close second. In fact, it would almost depend on my attitude that day. But just because this slips into the pocket better, this is it. That's for non-mod, cartridge-based. Now, with that said, this is actually the one that's going with me. And the reason why is, let's turn it off here. And it is playing original Game Boy cartridges. But that cart I took out earlier takes an SD card, and I can pop all my games in ROM form onto this and have one thing to take with me. And that's one of the reasons I didn't want to include that, was because some people will be like, well, this one plays Game Boy cartridges also, and so does the other Game Boy Advance. These are both Game Boy Advances, even though the Micro does not. So this one's not reversed. This is only Game Boy Micro. Or, sorry, it is a Game Boy Micro, but it's only Game Boy Advance games. This is Game Boy Advance games and DS games. Right there, you'll see that. I took it out earlier. This one is Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. And when I say Game Boy, I'm including Game Boy Color with that. And then this is the same. The differences between these models was you had the clamshell style. This came with the lithium, where this one did not at the time. And this one was side lit with a later on backlit model, where this one didn't have that, even though there are tons of mods for this out there, which I do have another one that I'm thinking of doing that too. Just because I personally actually like this feel better than any of them, but that really is a deal breaker for me, not having the light. But with that said, even with these two actually playing more than one system, and this one playing more than one system, this one can play an insane amount of systems. Helps if I hit the right button there, though. In fact, it's funny if you play something like a Master System game like Cool Spot or something. It's kind of funny seeing the Game Boy logo come up. But you'll see I can have NES on here, Nintendo Game Boy, Sega Master System. This just plays a lot overall, and is a better game. Let's see here. Alright, so I picked Star Wars just because, well, I always like having a Star Wars game in my videos, and I just wanted to put something up because I could go through it forever. But yeah, I mean, that's just playing it right off the card. So this is the winner. It's comfortable, feels good. I actually really highly suggest this this unit. And I really like the fact that it's great and everything that it has the ROM and everything, but I do like physical cartridges, and I do like the fact that I can pop those in there. And you know what? This makes a lot of my videos. Let's put it in there. There we go. And it uses an actual physical cartridge. But yeah, I just thought of that. I mean, if you're looking for Game Boy Advance, like this is going to be it's a short plane trip. I'm not going to be out long. I don't feel like messing around with bringing on my whole Switch system and everything. And I don't need an excuse to stay in the hotel. I need to get out and actually enjoy the time. This is a good just pocket one I can slide in there. And that's why this actually rates as my number one. But because I just don't want to deal with all the cartridges, I guess this really is my number one because of the fact of that. I mean, I guess whatever I take is going to be my number one. So this is probably really the closest second. If it wasn't for, like if I had an EverDrive for this or something where I could bring ROMs, this would definitely be it. But because this has it, that's awesome. And unfortunately, no, wrong one. Unfortunately, no, this will not work in any of the other units. It is proprietary to this because it can just read the ROMs, where the other ones need a little bit more to it than read what's on it. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed my ramblings, and I hope you enjoy playing with your portable units also, and thanks for watching.